Greetings, fellow conquerors, and welcome to the battlefields of Empire Total War. So, I haven't been uploading a lot of videos lately, and it's mostly because I've been playing a lot of this mod specifically for Empire Total War, and this is the Darthmod modification for the game, which adds in tons of graphical changes, tons of campaign rebalances, fixes the AI, things of that nature, because Empire Total War was a very broken game on launch, and this mod kind of fixed it and rekindled my interest in the game. So, without wasting too much time, let me set the stage for you, in case you're interested in watching this. So, we are the Austro-Hungarian army. We have conquered most of Italy, taken back most of Prussia, and conquered most of Poland and Lithuania as well. And the Spanish, in the meantime, have declared war on the... Well, we've actually attacked the Spanish because... they held Naples, which, as you might understand, is, part of the Italian provinces. And so, rather than accepting peace, they have refused, and so we have sent our troops to Spain itself, and this is the Siege of Madrid. We have multiple units. Most of our troops are going to be like these standard line infantry units here. Get a good look at their uniforms and these nice bayonets that we've got going on. We do have a couple of special regiments that the mod adds. This Hala regiment is pretty cool looking as well. There is another similar regiment. This Vede regiment here. And if I hit play real quick, one cool thing about this mod is it usually adds in drumming. Maybe pausing it caused it to glitch out. But anyway, there's usually drumming in this mod, which is really nice. And anyway, we're currently working with our mortars and field guns. We're going to try to breach the walls and then actually assault the castle. Well, not a castle. The fort itself. Anyway, I'm just going to play this battle. This is completely free of the campaign itself. I just want to see what you guys think of actually watching this and let me know in the comments. Do you like this kind of content? This is a battle versus the AI. I should clarify. This is not a player versus player thing. But anyway, let's get rolling here. There we go. You can hear that lovely drumming. All right. Our looks like some of our cavalry are actually taking damage here, so we're gonna rearrange them to this flank over here. As well, we're going to continue to move up the majority of our infantry up to this this hill right here. We're going to have our mortar target some of these clumped up units on the walls here as the Spanish attempt to, move their troops. In the meantime, we're moving up this army of cannons, this regiment. We're going to breach the walls in the front of the fort itself, and then we're going to attempt to break through the gaps. Hopefully, capturing the city before these infantry can really deal any damage. We have several veteran regiments, as you can see. Some as many as 3. I think we have a 4 chevron unit right here. Very experienced units. Hopefully, they're going to prevail us today. We'll see. I've thought about trying to set up battles like these for my, for example, EU4. And in the late game, that could certainly be possible. Although, as Byzantium, that may be less so. Now, the Spanish do have their own mortar batteries here in the town, which are causing us a little bit of grief, admittedly. Now, these mortars are fresh. We've only recently unlocked the ability to get mortars in our campaign. As you can see, working some serious magic by not actually pumping the cannonball into the gun, but it's okay. We're Austrians. It's part of that Catholic magic, you know what I mean? All right. You can see some of the shells actually scoring a direct hit on these troops up here on the wall, and look at the bodies as the cannon just ripped through these enemies. The wall is beginning to take some damage, not a lot, but, some. And we're going to hope that our cannons can breach the walls before they take out the majority of our own cannons here. So kind of a risky play overall. Ideally, in any situation, you never really want to be attacking the walls, but we're going to have our cannons set to attack the wall there. Now it's come to my attention that there are actually a few areas on the wall over here that we could potentially try to take back. There is some concern here from this garrison line infantry, but all the same, we're going to take these 2 regiments of line infantry, we're going to head them over to this side to get ready to grapple hook onto the walls. We're also going to spread these regiments out a little bit thinner so as to minimize casualties taken from the enemy artillery. Alright, we're going to keep these troops out of musket range just because we don't want them to take more damage than they have to. Our cannons are making short work of the walls. They're already down to 23%. Although we can hear the sound of those mortar batteries still. Probably firing back at our mortars if I had to guess. As you can see, these mortars causing some serious grief to these infantry up on the walls, but you know, before too long this wall is going to be demolished, and then once that's done, we're going to be in a position where you know, we're going to be able to breach through the walls properly. Our infantry still making the rounds on the side. These men here, these brave men in the center, trying to hold the line while they take cannon fire. Braver men than I can tell you that. Some of these men are hidden in the trees. This is going to benefit them, of course, because then they can't get shot at if they're you know, hidden, obviously. Although how they're hiding in those woods with bright blue uniforms, I don't know. Looks like they are attempting to evacuate some of their troops from the walls, no doubt because we're dealing a lot of damage. Mortars in the meantime causing some looks like they're still reloading most of them. Would have been a good idea to take more of them along, for sure. Alright, looks like the enemy has caught wind of our plan. They've moved more troops to defend this part of the wall. This is fine. Alright, let's aim for these clumped up units with our mortars. This part of the wall is almost completely destroyed. It's at 91% damage. We're going to speed things up for just a second, just to make sure we get this wall destroyed while the bombardment phase is still going on. Alright, that first wall is destroyed. So now we're going to take our cannons. We're going to aim at the other part of the wall. As we can see, oh, these troops taking a massive amount of casualties. Alright, some of the men are going to attempt to plug in this gap over here. However, they have completely abandoned the walls on this side, so now our infantry over here can begin to, you know, scale the walls in earnest. In the meantime, we're going to take a couple of regiments. We're going to move them near the gap. Stop any men that come out of it, and potentially start attacking the men on the other side. Again, these mortars doing a fairly significant amount of damage to the enemy, I would say. Got our infantry making their way up to the walls. They're not meeting any resistance, so that means we should be able to get some shots on the defenders. It looks like we are within musket range of these troops up top, so we are going to move our infantry out of range. One thing I don't think I like about this mod, as of playing it, is that the artillery tracers are not as defined, which makes it a little bit harder to see when your troops have fired, unfortunately. But I think it's mostly okay. Our troops just took a bit of mortar fire to the face there. A little less than ideal. Alright, let's get these line infantry into a firing position. Our men are beginning to scale the walls, unopposed. Looks like we might still be taking fire. Alright, the men are getting ready to fire, I think. Perhaps, perhaps not. Alright, looks like we've captured the walls on this side. Alright, a little tricky getting these units up onto the wall. Now, interestingly, the mortar batteries here might be firing at their own wall, which is less crazy than it might seem. We do have a small group of these firelock armed citizenry coming up to engage our line infantry. However, our line infantry are equipped with bayonets, and I think that they will make short work of those enemies. Fortunately, we have to wait until the entire regiment gets up before these units can start firing. However, I don't think that these units are going to do a very good job against our troops. Here are our brave infantry, cutting the enemy to pieces with any luck. The animations in Empire are a little bit gimped, but mechanically the game still works fine for the most part. This regiment is charging in against the enemy. And the enemy is retreating. Excellent. We're going to have our mortars fire at these infantry right here, these provincial militia. Although they are actually out of range, so on second thought, let's go after these provincial line infantry over here. Our men are lining up on the walls to take shots at the men below. This is exactly what we wanted. While this regiment is holding the line against what would seem to be overwhelming odds, except that our men are armed with bayonets and are cutting these men to shreds. As you can see, our infantry beginning their butcher's work, as it were. Alright, this wall is 45% breached. We would obviously prefer for it to be more, but for the time being, we'll take what we can get. We're gonna move up this line infantry regiment in particular to get within range of the enemy to flank them. Yep, our infantry are doing a splendid job up here. This is the 2nd Regiment of Foot. Perhaps the 2nd we ever made. Nah, surely not. We have plenty more regiments. Alright, we've got our infantry down here, making ready to fire by rank. Alright, some kind of glitch going on. Alright, let's turn off fire at will. Turn it back on again. Let the infantry form back up. I think they're a little confused by the actual breach, and I'm a little scared to charge these line infantry. They don't have bayonets, but on the other hand, it could be a little bit dangerous still to attack. Our mortars have cleared out this building. Huge amount of dust and particles coming up from that. Part of our regiment is firing. How's this regiment holding up? This regiment is still holding up, but it looks like the enemy is wavering, so we're actually going to send in the infantry. Going to turn off fire by will, fix bayonets, let's charge. We're going to have the Vede regiment here. It's going to climb up the walls to flank and assist the men that we have up there. We got these men charging through the breach, through the smoke. Explosions from the friendly mortars are coming in. It's a brutal battlefield. Let's see. Let's continue firing at these firelock armed infantry up on the walls. We're going to march in the rest of these infantry to get ready to charge through this breach. Now, because our troops have bayonets, they are at a they're at a significant combat advantage over our enemies. Though it's hard to tell who's who. I guess Spain and Austria had a bit of a conflict over who was going to have the the white and red scheme for their colors. 2nd Regiment here is holding well against this mob of troops. That's what it is, a mob. Alright, there is a hole in the wall. We're going to fix bayonets and charge in. Alright, we're going to pack up the mortars. And we'll get them to come up in a second. We're going to have our cannons stop firing so as to avoid any friendly casualties, while our brave infantry do the work of glory. These 2 men struggling. Oh! Our brave man has fallen. Both regiments beginning to get tired. Alright. We're hopefully going to cut through these militia a little bit better. This mod does add in some new animations that I think are pretty good, despite the rather clunky appearance of the game, and considering the engine that the game is running on. It does occasionally produce good results. 2nd Regiment has been routed, as well as apparently 1st Regiment. Not sure what caused 1st Regiment to rout, but they are on the retreat. Hopefully 2nd Regiment can escape. However, we do now have the Vede Regiment up here. The Spanish have doubtless taken numerous casualties in their attempt. It's a brutal, bloody battle for the center of town. Now, if 2nd Regiment can survive, they have reached Veterancy 5, which is really, really powerful. Looking at their stats page for just a second. Alright. It's a desperate, bloody battle, that's for sure. Alright, we're gonna move the mortars up closer. It's hard to tell who's who. What a horrible fight. What a bloody struggle. The Spanish refused to retreat. However, we do now have a new regiment up here on the walls, the Vede Regiment. The men in green, as it were. Look at all the bodies. God, it's a massacre. A massacre. But it looks like at last the lines are being drawn. The Spanish are beginning to waver. And the enemy infantry are beginning to crumble. Mortar's still moving into position. It's unlikely that they'll actually get there in time to make a difference of any kind. Alright, the V Regiment doing some good work up here on the walls, shooting at some of these 8-inch mortar batteries, finally. Alright, now's the time. We're gonna make a break for the town center. 7th Regiment, it's up to you. We're gonna kill some of these mortar batteries along the way. Eighth Regiment doing a good job holding the line here at the breach, holding those infantry in place while we continue to rout the enemy. Alright, the Spaniards have sent up a small unit of firelock armed citizenry to defeat our V Regiment. However, we are now in command of the city. In 2 minutes, we will have our victory. Alright, we're gonna get these troops into position. 7th Regiment. You may hit your own men. Oh, but that shot in the back has made the entire Spanish army rout. There's some beautiful rank fire in here. And that's it. That's going to be the end of this battle. So, my viewers, my fellow conquerors, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought of this. You know, if you'd like to see more just like battles from Total War like this in the future, let me know. I had no idea how this was going to turn out before I recorded it, and I think it was still a pretty epic battle. If you'd like to see a Let's Play of this game as well, let me know, because I could certainly do it. Though it would have to be in the future and perhaps at the expense of one of my existing series. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be it. So, I'll see you guys on the next one.